Welcome back, everyone. My name is Nick, and this is my channel, Counter the Narrative. I like to do things a little different here. I like to talk about complex concepts and ideas, but break it down into analogies and real-life situations and emotions to help explain them. I like to relate concepts to everyday life to help others see something that they may not be able to see themselves. I relate it to an emotion or feeling they've encountered in reality. I prefer to do this instead of telling you what to do or throwing terms and labels at you. Only you know the best way to help your own life, and terms and labels put things in boxes or paint situations with broad brushstrokes. By the end, I promise you'll learn something new or see a different way to visualize everyday life. Hopefully even a slight change in perspective or even a major light bulb moment of, I never looked at it that way before. If you have one, please share it in the comments. I would love to hear it. Without any further ado, let's hit the intro and let's begin. Your subconscious mind is essentially like a computer program. It runs the same situations and scenarios and reactions constantly, daily. It is the habit part of your mind. Every day you wake up and do your daily routine, and most times you're not even thinking, you're just doing. Or driving home, you pretty much zone out. And the next thing you know, you're at home. That's your subconscious mind at work. A lot of people never change this or understand that they can change the programming in their mind and become a completely different person. They just accept that this is the way they are, or just don't know how to change. Instead, they keep doing the same thing over and over, day in, day out, and expect different results. All while some play the victim and ask, why me? Well, most times you put yourself in that situation by your own actions and decisions, even if you don't want to acknowledge it. It just is what it is. To change the outcome, you must change the process of your mind. Albert Einstein once said, "The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results." We as a society are running off a program that was designed to keep us down, submissive, and complacent. People oftentimes say, "I can't do that. It's just not in my DNA." Well, I say that's complete BS. Because we do things out of our comfort zone almost every day based on a situation that we are forced to do so. So why is it our comfort zone? Because that's our subconscious mind at work, designed and created by all of our past life experiences, built upon each experience, and has now created your mind in its current state. And you can change that. It just takes a lot of work and effort, and quite honestly, most people are far too lazy and give up before change can occur and just accept the way they are based on prior programming. It's much easier, but less fulfilling. Or some, quite understandably, don't want to face the trauma from the past that's causing the underlying issues. Or they take the easy way out and slam down drugs or alcohol or any of the other 7 deadly sins to numb or block out whatever it is that actually causes the programming in their own minds. This only makes the problem worse in the long run. Now, this is not saying that medications are not important, because they are, but they are not the end-all be-all answer. Coupled with therapy, meditation, self-reflection, dealing with the trauma, and any number of other solutions, in time, changes can be made. Real, lifelong changes. Because it literally changes how your mind functions, is wired, and reacts to every situation. Our minds can change as we want them to. We control our minds. Our minds don't control us. I have a very different view than most when it comes to addiction and addictive personalities, and I feel it's far more as an escape from reality and a numbing of past trauma and programming, but sadly, it just causes more and new trauma. But we're getting sidetracked, and that's for another time. Our past traumas stuck in our subconscious manifest out into our conscious mind, then manifest out into our perception of reality, and then become our reality and state of world we live in. Now we take each individual person in a town, state, and then country, and you have a society as a whole. This is how societal norms happen. Brainwash the youth into thinking a certain way, and in time, they'll change the reality of an entire country. Our subconscious mind dictates every initial and/or immediate reaction to a situation. No matter what the reaction is, it's from a lifetime of prior programming and past traumas that created our minds to function the way it does. Your mind is designed to protect itself from trauma, damage, and pain. Its initial reaction is to protect, fight, or flight. Now to change it, it's a long, oftentimes very dark road, as you must face the very demons you've been avoiding your entire life. The very ones you were stuffing down and lashing out at anyone who put you in a similar situation in the past. I'll give you an example of my own personal life and my own journey. I started this journey well over 15 years ago of self-understanding and why I am the way I am. I wanted to know why I would react violently or aggressive in certain situations and not in others. All while a friend of mine would get violently angry about something that would make me laugh. I had to figure this out. So on a journey I went to figure myself out. I'd sit back and reflect on why a situation would piss me off. Then I'd go through all the details that led up to it. Once I figured that out, I'd work it back through my life to other situations that led me to this point. Every single time when it was a situation that would make me instantly lash out and push back hard and immediately, it was always from a situation I was constantly put in as a child and made to feel powerless. And I was never going to let that happen to me again. I know a lot can relate to that. Well, this becomes a very dark place, as you must face every demon you've subconsciously and consciously pushed aside your entire life. I literally blocked out the first 12 years of my life. I remember very few events of my childhood, maybe 2 or 3, and none of them are good. But it's like it's not even there. So yeah, it was a very dark journey, but very necessary. My wife doesn't even know much of it, as quite honestly, I don't remember it. I just know it happened from fragmented memories and future behaviors. Nobody will ever make me feel that way again, but it's made me who I am, and I've made my peace with it. That was a lot more than I cared to share, but hopefully it can help someone else and they can relate to my journey. This is the first time I've ever spoken about this outside of maybe one other person. Now, a person has built a life around those very principles and ideals, and they're now adults and stuck in their ways. It is, however, very rewarding when diving into this and changing your very foundation of your mind and learning how to adapt in the future. As I'm now only 35 and have a very good understanding of myself, even going through all of this in this great awakening, I'm very rarely triggered, and I can now help others better understand themselves and help break the cycle of family karma, which I feel is the absolute bedrock of this great awakening, to break the programming and understanding ourselves and being of service to others. We laugh at a lot of people, I sure do. But when people are triggered, they oftentimes don't even know it, or they definitely don't know why they're triggered. It's their default setting, so to speak, to protect themselves from past trauma and situation from years of programming. Remember, humans only know what they've been told. We come into this life as a blank slate, which is great and can also be bad, as it all depends on who's doing the programming of the human race at the top and their intentions. I've been on a long journey, and I refuse to let anyone stop me, and to help teach others and show them this sick world programmed into our minds. Please stick around to the end for the outro and my own personal message to the world. If you found this useful and had an aha moment, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear. My goal in this world is to help others understand what this reality is and how best to navigate it. If you enjoyed, please like, share, and subscribe, and find me on other social media platforms for more. Links and names in the description box below. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos like this coming up. Once again, this is Nick from Counter the Narrative, and until next time, be the change you wish to see in the world. God bless.
precisely because of the obscurity of our world thus revealed, such a picture might be worth having. It had been well understood by the scientists